Paprika! Welcome to a new episode of Let's Talk Taíno. I'm Priscilla Colon, co-founder and creative here at Kateí, where our mission is to promote the Taíno language and culture. So following up on our previous episodes on the five senses, today we're going to talk about the sense of taste. We're going to learn some yummy new words in Taíno, and we're also going to dive deep into where some of these words come from. So are you ready for this tasty treat? Let's get started. The body part responsible for the sense of taste is the tongue. And in Taíno, that word is agi, tongue. One trick that I mentioned in a previous video for memorizing a new word is to associate it with something you already know. So for tongue, agi, you can associate it with yum, the word you say when you love how something tastes. So now you have made that connection between agi, tongue, and yum. Now let's learn the verb to taste. To taste, buk'olaká. I taste. Buk'olaká. I tasted. Buk'olaká itpa. I will taste. Buk'olaká ina. Now let's do an activity where I ask you what you taste, and then we can answer by looking at the picture. We're going to learn new Taíno words and also where those words came from. Are you ready? Let's get started. Kateí buk'olaká, what do you taste? Buk'olaká hibiria. I taste the watermelon. Kateí buk'olaká, what do you taste? Buk'olaká ababaya. I taste the papaya. You'll notice that the word for papaya comes from the original Taíno ababaya. Kateí buk'olaká, what do you taste? Buk'olaká guayaba. I taste the guava. If you want to know more about the importance of the guayaba to Taíno spirituality, please check out this video. Kateí buk'olaká, what do you taste? Buk'olaká papa. I taste the potato. Now you may be wondering, isn't papa what the Spanish use? Yes, but papa is actually a loan word from Quechua. The ancestors of modern-day Peruvians were the ones who spoke Quechua, along with a few other areas in South America. The potato, or papa, can be traced to that area of the world. They were the first to grow this wonderful tuber. In Peru alone, there are more than 4,000 varieties of potatoes. They are considered a cultural heritage, and most of them aren't allowed outside of the country. Now, as far as we know, the Taíno original word for potato did not survive. We do have a word, batata, which refers to a sweet potato. And that's actually where the word potato comes from. Kateí buk'olaká, what do you taste? Buk'olaká yahutia. I taste the yautía. Now this Taíno term, yahutia, was changed slightly when it came into the Spanish to yautía. That's what most Spanish speakers use. When it came to the English, some people translate it as taro or other root vegetables, but it's not quite the same. So most people will still use the Spanish version, yautía. Kateí buk'olaká, what do you taste? Buk'olaká maízí. I taste the corn. Now the term corn or maize, as it is known throughout the world, comes from the Taíno maízí. You may also hear majízí in other Taíno variants. Corn has such an interesting history. Scientists don't really know how humans created it, but the Indigenous Americans were the first to create this. It could even be that corn was the first genetically modified species by humans. What scientists know is that corn was domesticated somewhere in the Tehuacan Valley, in this area of what is modern-day Mexico, almost 9,000 plus years ago. Although the yuca was the primary crop of our Taíno ancestors, maíz was pretty much up there too. We can still see the culinary contributions of our ancestors in what our modern-day Taínos eat. For example, arepa, which is a corn cake, and guanime, which are these like corn rolls that are wrapped and sometimes stuffed with nuts and meats. Kateí buk'olaká, what do you taste? Buk'olaká ají, I taste the pepper. The ají is another word that comes from Taíno, and it was incorporated into the Spanish language. Ají can be sweet or they can be hot, and sometimes people use the word ají to mean hot peppers. Now, the ají was used not only to season foods, but it was actually used in what could possibly be the first recorded instance of chemical warfare. So it was written by the Spanish chroniclers that Taínos use a sort of capsaicin bomb, a kind of smoke bomb made out of ají. What would happen is they would take a pumpkin or calabash, hollow it out, put burning ashes and crushed ají inside. Then they would take it, throw it at the enemy, and the enemy would obviously be like choking on the gas and they couldn't see, it would get all in their eyes. And that's when the Taínos would come in, covered up, so they were protected from the smoke, and then they would beat them over the head with macanas and hopefully like kill them off. So don't believe the stories that our Taíno ancestors were just so nice and so docile that they never even defended themselves. That's absolutely not true. I hope you enjoyed going through that activity, learning new Taíno vocabulary words, and learning a little bit more about where the words come from. Maybe a little culture, a little history, and some fun facts that you didn't know. Why don't we go over the list of everything we learned today? Ayi, tongue. Olaká, to taste or to try. Buk'olaká, I taste, I try. Hibiriya, watermelon. Ababaya, papaya. Guayaba, guava. Papa, potato. Yahutia, yautía. Maíz, corn. Ají, pepper. As always, I'm so happy to have you here with me week after week, learning Taíno, learning more about the history of our ancestors and our culture. I know that we can bring back Taíno and learn more about ourselves along the way. As always, I thank you for leaving your topic suggestions. This mini-series was brought to you because one of you recommended that I do this. So keep a lookout for upcoming videos. If you want to keep practicing Taíno, there are many ways that you can do that. You can join our sister group, Taíno Corner. You can pick up a variety of books that are now available, such as Guak'eki Rahawa Borikenaiki, We Learn Borikenaiki, a fun activity book that includes charts, word searches, coloring pages, and many more interactive activities. Check out our kids' books where we help children connect with the natural world, hone observational and other skills, and develop self-esteem, all while learning the Taíno language. I would also recommend checking out Buk'olaká Taíno, a new YouTube channel started by community members, where you get mini lessons on Taíno words of the day and more. In the meantime, Taïkaraya Guaitiao Nagu.